Good morning.
Morning. Morning.
Good morning, have a seat. Mayor Hedrick, Representative Conley, President Del Cruz, Mayor Vinatoski. And of course, our World II Submarine veteran, Anthony Storano.
Bill Toronto.
Bill, actually, I think there's someone who do something, can't get it right. And to our guest speaker, Commander Meyer.
Thank you, Bill.
Fellow shipmates, family and friends, welcome to the Barclays Memorial Day Remembrance Ceremony. Yes, please stand for the presentation of the colors. Let's go. And done. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color guard, post. Color guard, present the colors. Forward, wall.
Color guard. Left face. Present the colors.
We now have our national anthem.
Color guard. Two. Color guard. Right face. Forward. Walk.
Southern Chaplain Jack Down, we're gonna have to listen to education.
As we gather here today, I want to thank veterans of school. And all people this morning. Please join me in a moment of prayer. Almighty God, as we gather here at the municipal building, dedicated to those who served in the war. We are still at war, and of our brave men and women have given their lives for our country in war and peace. Last month, we remembered the USS Pressure's loss in 1963, while the month of May reminded us of the loss of the USS Scorpion on 22 May 1968. It has always almost been 1.5 years since we joined together to remember. While there have been many wars and many lives lost between today and the day that the following words were spoken by an honored and governed President of the United States, President Abraham Lincoln. That from these honored dead we take increased devotion, that cross for which they gave the full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain. For this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government for the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. These words were from the Gettysburg Address during the Civil War. These were the words that have tied us so closely to the memorial of the for the American lives, for American lives, who have given their lives for their liberty and our freedom and our freedom to those families who suffer as well. Let us who gather here today know and understand that you are with us and have always been so. Let us be aware of your presence and your infinite intelligence within each of us. We thank you for the blessings we are able to enjoy because of those who have given last full measure devotion for our country and for all that we stand for. Amen.
Thank you, Jack. Guest may be seated.
Let's go. Hey.
What is Memorial Day? Here today, I strongly believe know what this day stands for. And that is not just a long weekend, like others in our country with the same field or post on social media. Memorial Day is a time for the country to reflect and remember the men and women who have sacrificed for our country on the principles upon which this nation was founded on. We here understand and believe in this. Our creed opens up with to perpetuate the memory of our shipmates who gave their lives in pursuit of their duties while serving their country. We live by this creed every day. Most so as we mourn our brothers and sisters in arms, the day they left us, and more than now. The men and women who give their lives in service to this nation are indisputably heroes when the country called, they answered. So why do we call them heroes? Those who sacrificed so much. Ronald Reagan in 1985 at the Arlington Cemetery said this: "It is, in a way, an odd thing to honor those who died in defense of our country, in defense of the U.S. in wars far away. The imagination plays a trick on us. We see these soldiers in our mind as old and wise. We see them as something like the founding fathers, brave and gray hair. But most of them were boys when they died.
They gave up not one, but two lives. They gave up the one they were living and the one that they would have had. But they died. They gave up the chance to be husbands, fathers, and grandfathers. They gave up their chance to be revered old men. They gave up everything for our country, for us, and all we can do is for them. The same now can be said for women, who also gave up their lives. They gave up their two lives, the one they were living and the one they would have had, to be able to be a wife, a mother, a grandmother, and to be revered. The 3,458 submarine sailors whose names are listed on the wall in front of the US.Splash Memorial just around the corner fought with the heroism that we all have read in books, such as Thunder Below, Waterloo, Clear Bridge. They, by their sacrifices, gave not one, but two lives. The one they were living and the one they would have had. These heroes, along with the entire submarine force, were responsible for nearly 35% of all shipping and 50% of total tonnage during World War II. But not all submarine sailors died during the war. One of the many tragedies we as submarinists remember, and rightly so, is May 22nd, 1968. The day which the US.Scorpion, SSN 589, and her crew, 99 sailors, never returned from the Mediterranean deployment. Some of you out here in the audience know these members, served with them. Some of them have told me stories by some of these gentlemen. For those who we still remember, these heroes who serve aboard, we never strive to never forget them. Members such as Walter Bishop, Chief Torpedoman, Lynn Thompson Savili, Chief Hospital Corpsman, Joseph Cross, Steward, First Class, who did 8 war patrols during World War II and received the Bronze Star aboard the USS Howard, and John Burke, Lieutenant Weapons Officer. In the years since the loss of the US.Scorpion, SSN 589, Naval Submarine Bases also honor some of these members. Naming the listed dining facility in 1968 after the Scorpion Steward, Petty Officer, First Class Joseph Cross, by naming one of his barracks in 1999 after Chief of Boat, Torpedoman Walter Bishop. Too often we fail to remember those who gave their lives or those who live today bear the scars as a lasting memory of that sacrifice and commitment. There are many who remember vividly as their lives were affected also that day. They were their sons, their daughters, their husbands, their wives, and their friends. That their unselfish sacrifice was made with the assurance that life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness required the ultimate service to their nation. To those who died secure in peace and freedom with the estimated 1.5 million, who served in conflicts to protect our land and sacrificed their dreams on the day to preserve the hope of our nation, keeping America the land of the free for over 2 centuries. We owe our thanks to them. This is federal in a nation where so few among our citizens have donned the uniform and accepted the inherent risk, and this alone makes them heroes and worthy of being remembered. It is our responsibility here to ensure that every generation do not take for granted the path that was laid before them, which is paid by the bravery of our soldiers and sailors from all walks of life. So when told that we are in a time with no heroes, tell them they don't need to know where to look. As President Ronald Reagan stated, tell them to look at the sloping hills of all international sanitary. Look at the roll upon rolls of white stone markers. Each of these markers is a monument to a hero, which is a tiny fraction of the price that was paid for our freedom. We sure time today to remember and give thanks to these great American heroes and be very proud that you are an American. Thank you. Is the commanding officer of PCU Idaho. Sundance and Idaho, I think, has grown to a great relationship. We have been to our clubhouse recently, seen a lot of new changes there. USS Idaho was somewhat responsible too. They dedicated some of their free time and helped paint our meeting hall and make it look new. The 125-year-old building, with their effort and their help, it will go longer. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor and privilege to introduce Commander Nicholas Myers, Commanding Officer, USS Idaho.
Colonel Singh, Captain Grasdak, distinguished local leaders, fellow submarine veterans and families, good morning. It is me an honor to be with you this Memorial Day for all the reasons Mr. Walsh mentioned. To remember those lost at sea, those who have gone before us, and just to share a few stories with you about what they and what you veterans have meant to today's crews, and most specifically to my crew of Pre-Commissioning Unit Idaho SSN 799. A crew born from scratch during the pandemic last summer with no culture to speak of at the beginning. Forming the right culture on day one was the priority. Where did we turn? We turned to you, sub-vets, for that inspiration. Thanks to my one of my senior chiefs, Dave Drury, we ended up helping to renovate some of the building, but I promise you the crew got more from you than you got from us, okay? The crew built the culture of integrity, warrior spirit, pride, and brotherhood that you all know and have lived. So, a couple stories from that. Mr. Tom Connors, we met him over there. He served aboard USS Kamehameha in 1986. One of my seamen was with me when we met him. Just like Seaman George over here, this particular Seaman Khan has only served in the Navy during the COVID pandemic era. That's all he knows of the Navy until he was shaking hands with Mr. Connors, talking about USS Kamehameha in 1986. And coincidentally, Kamehameha was one of the very first boats I stepped foot on as a midshipman in 1999. Some of you know what these midshipman cruises are like. You get about a week with the aviators, ride some airplanes and helicopters, a week with the surface targets, and a week on a submarine. And I can tell you right away in 1999, the quality of the sailor on that submarine was distinguished. It was different. And that's what brought me in to our submarine community. Just last year, before taking command, I had a rare opportunity to play a game of cribbage on Dick O'Kane's cribbage board for USS Chicago. If you don't know this story, bear with me. The story goes back to 1943 for USS Wahoo, when the XO O'Kane, Commander O'Kane, is dealt a perfect 29-point hand. So for the nuclear trained folks in the audience, the odds of that are 1 in 216,508. But he's dealt this hand, and the very next day, Wahoo engages successfully and sinks 2 Japanese freighters. Admiral O'Kane takes this cribbage board with him to command USS Tang, where for a while his luck continues. The Tang is responsible for sinking more enemy ships in World War II than any other American boat. But the story does not end well for the cribbage board, and most of the Tang lost at sea on October 25th, 1944. Only 9 sailors, including Admiral O'Kane, survived. So, at his retirement in 1957, he gets issued this replacement cribbage board by the crew of the second Tang, and that's the one that I had a chance to play on last year as it went from USS Kamehameha, here's the connection, Kamehameha, originally to USS Parchi, Los Angeles, Bremerton, Olympia, and then Chicago. If you're interested, I did not get a 29-point hand. All right, another story about how important our submarine culture was to form in this crew. Last September at the memorial, at the Flasher Memorial, I had an opportunity to advance Senior Chief Dave Pope, you know him, spent in Groton 26 years, to Master Chief as Idaho's chief of the boat. And I met there Al Atkinson, himself, former sailor with Seaman Pope, not Master Chief Pope. And he said, hey, Skipper, I don't know if you're aware, your chief of the boat likes to sleep through the general alarm. He occasionally blows out general emergencies on board. We found him in the rack one day at USS City of Corpus Christi as the alarm sounded. And those of you who served in the submarine community know this is solid gold information. Good intelligence, right? So, one more story. This one is from a lieutenant in the surface Navy, but he's not an average lieutenant. Okay, he turned 101 years old this year. His name is William Gardner, and he lives down in North Carolina now, but he served aboard USS Idaho, Battleship 42, from 1944 to 1946. And we connected the Idaho crew of SSN 799 with this gentleman just earlier this month. Crew, this guy is sharp as a tack. The crew asked him, what was a Liberty Port like during the war? We could probably ask a distinguished World War II veteran here this question. And Mr. Gardner said, Liberty Port, well, that was 2 warm beers and a bologna sandwich in the wardrobe. Then he told us how kamikaze attack impacted the engine room, and he had to adjust lube oil cooler pressure to compensate. Guess what he did? He did what we all do as submariners in a time of crisis. He looked for the chief. All right. Now the crew got more out of that culture experience and more out of interacting with you and your sea stories than I'm ever going to give them. And just in case you think I'm telling you stories from a skimmer, this gentleman, Mr. Gardner, also served aboard USS Nautilus as a civilian, sailing on Alcatraz down this river with that curriculum. All right, so what did the crew take away from this interaction earlier this month? 3 takeaways we talked about afterwards. A, we're in a high-risk profession of arms, even if we don't see it every day. B, we're each a part of something much larger than ourselves. And C, the enemy can't hit you if they cannot find you. So, I'm proud, and the crew's proud to serve not on the big spud of Battleship 42 Idaho, but the silent spud, SSN 799, where we'll have with pride. All right, now before we toll the boats in memory of our lost shipmates, and we're going to pause to remember those who did not come home. You did it. You served. You're wearing the vest of the submarine veteran. You deterred aggression against the United States of America, and you did come home. They did not. So what is our best way to honor their memory? I charge each of you, and I ask each of you to continue to invest your energy and time in today's submarine cruise. Continue to tell us your sea stories. Pass on your heritage, just as you did with Pre-Commissioning Unit Idaho's crew last year. That is how those lost live on through us. That is our best way to honor their sacrifice. And just as Dick O'Kane's cribbage board passed from Kamehameha to Parchi, Los Angeles, Olympia, and Chicago, your stories, your service, your heritage, and our culture we have forged passes to today's sailors, like those gathered around here, like Seaman George, Seaman Khan, and the others on active duty today. It matters. Every single story you tell, every hand you shake of today's sailor matters greatly. With that, look forward to the tolling of the boats, honoring the memory of those before us. God bless you. God bless the families of those lost, and God bless our submarine force. Thanks very much.
Well, Commander, you got me motivated. Tolling the boat. Tolling the ship's bell reminds us of the records of our party shipmates. And to those who guard and honor our country while serving silently on the sea. It is our way of paying a tribute to the men in their boats and remember the deeds and sacrifices. The tolling of boats is a unique and time-honored product of the rich heritage of the submarine service. It is a ceremony passed down to us from the submarine veterans of World War II as a way of remembering their losses. The ceremony was really called a 2-bell ceremony, where the bells tolled for each submarine that was lost. Today, we are here as shipmates, as fellow submariners and family members to remember all of those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice in the submarine force during World War II. To conduct the total boat ceremony today will be Steve Ricard, incoming base commander, Ricard base, and Mr. Dick Warren. Shipmates, please pause and remember those of our shipmates who sailed in harm's way did not return. Lord, these departed shipmates, dolphins on their chest, are part of an outfit known as the very best. Make them welcome and take them by the hand. You find that without a doubt that they were the best in all of the land. So, Heavenly Father, with their names on the rolls of our departed shipmates still on patrol, let them know that we who survive will always keep their memories alive. Guests, please stand.
USS 23, 19 men lost. USS F1, SS 20, 19 men lost. USS S5, SS 110, no men lost. USS 05, SS 66, 3 men lost. US.S51, SS-162, 33 men lost. US.S4, SS-109, 40 men lost. US.S. SS-192, 26 men lost. USS-09, SS-70, 34 men lost. United States submarines lost during World War II. USS Sea Lion, SS-195, 5 men lost. USS S-36, SS-141, no men lost. USS S-26, SS-131, 46 men lost. USS Shark 1, SS-174, 59 men lost. USS Perch, SS-176, all men taken as POWs, 6 men died in POW camp. USS S-27, SS-132, no men lost. USS Groton, SS-216, 70 men lost. USS S-34, SS-144, no men lost. USS Argonaut, SS-166, 84 men lost. USS Amberjack, SS-219, 72 men lost. USS Grampus, SS-207, 72 men lost. USS Triton, SS-201, 74 men lost. USS Pickerel, SS-177, 74 men lost. USS Grenadier, SS-210, all men taken as POWs, 4 men died in POW camp. USS Runner, SS-275, 78 men lost. USS R-12, SS-89, 42 men lost. USS Grayling, SS-209, 76 men lost. USS Pompano, SS-181, 77 men lost. USS Cisco, SS-290, 6 men lost. USS S-44, SS-155, 56 men lost. USS Dorado, SS-248, 78 men lost. USS Wahoo, SS-232, 80 men lost. USS Corvina, SS-226, 82 men lost. USS Sculpin, SS-191, 63 men lost. USS Caitlin, SS-289, 76 men lost. USS Scorpion, SS-278, 77 men lost. USS Greyback, SS-208, 80 men lost. USS Trout, SS-202, 80 men lost. USS Tullabee, SS-284, 79 men lost. USS Gudgeon, SS 211, 80 men lost. USS Harry, SS 333, 83 men lost. USS Corlett, SS 361, 82 men lost. USS S-28, SS 133, 50 men lost. USS Rapallo, SS 273, 81 men lost. USS Flyer, SS 250, 78 men lost. USS Harder, SS 257, 80 men lost. USS Seawolf, SF 197, 100 men lost. USS Darter, SS 227, no men lost. USS Shark 2, SS 314, 90 men lost. USS Tang, SS 306, 83 men lost, 9 men taken as POWs. USS Escalar, SS 294, 82 men lost. USS Albacore, SS 218, 86 men lost. USS Growler, SS 215, 86 men lost. USS Scamp, SS 277, 83 men lost. USS Swordfish, SS 193, 90 men lost. USS Barbell, SS 316, 81 men lost. USS Keep, SS 369, 87 men lost. USS Trigger, SS 237, 91 men lost. USS Snook, SS 297, 84 men lost. USS Lagardo, SS 371, 83 men lost. USS Bonefish, SS 223, 86 men lost. USS Bullhead, SS 332, 84 men lost. United States submarines lost after World War II. USS Ticino, SS 345, 1 man lost. 6 men on USS Tusk lost in rescue operations. USS Stickleback, SS 415, no men lost. USS Thresher, SSN 593, 129 men lost. USS Scorpion 589, 99 men lost.
Finally, remember all the brave submariners who died in the course of their duty aboard submarine, where the submarine itself was not lost. There is a port of no return. The ship may ride at anchor for a little space, and some night the cable slips, leaving only a head at the point. Those here no longer sail or rescue or with particular wreckage will be washed ashore. Yes, please be seated. Let's go. Eddie. Today, land of no brief for all submarine veterans is Fred Stafford's family. Now, brief history on Fred Stafford. Everyone knows Fred Stafford. He was kind individual who's a heart and soul what I believe the Memorial Day in the past. Dedicated a lot of his time in making that flashing memorial we have, the jewel of Groton. It is such a beautiful sight, and his legacy carries on by all those who come after him. And they make sure they do the way that Fred would have done it. So laying a wreath honoring all Submarine veterans today, like I said, is the family of Fred Stafford, Dottie, Michael, and Brent, escorted by Charlie McCall. Yes, please stand. Let's go. That's it. Yep. Yes, please remain standing, reading our creed. These creeds represent the principles which our organizations are founded. Today, John Carson will be reading past basic merit for the subject of World War II Creed, and past basic merit algorithms that will read the subject creed.
US.Submarines Veterans World War II Creed. To perpetuate the memory of those shipmates who gave their lives in submarine warfare. To further promote and keep alive the spirit and unity that existed among United States Navy submarine crewmen during World War II. To promote sociability, general welfare, and good fellowship among its members. And pledge loyalty and patriotism to the United States government.
United States Submarine. Perpetuate the memory of our shipmates who gave their lives in pursuit of their duties while serving their country. That their dedication, deeds, and supreme sacrifice be a constant source of motivation for greater accomplishments. Pledge loyalty and patriotism to the United States of America and its Constitution.
Now the sailors creed.
Attention to the sailors' creed! Sailors creed all three! Sailors! I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America! And all obey the orders of those who are government. I represent the lives of the nation and those who come before me say, I proudly serve my country and take combat to the honor, courage, commitment. I have been elected as American home. US.Submarines! 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 US.Submarines!
request of the chaplain, Jack Allen.
Please join me in a moment of prayer. Dear God, as we leave this place of right remembrance, we again give thanks for the many blessings you have given us as individuals and to this nation. We give thanks for the comradeship that we share with our departed shipmates, and we reaffirm our commitment to what together. May you continue to grant these blessings upon all who serve you in the United States of America. We humbly ask that you continue to bless those shipmates who, for one reason or another, were unable to attend this event. To those who attended and to those who are serving throughout the world this very day to protect this country and our way of life. As we go forth, we carry the awareness of a continued presence as we live those who remember here today. Amen.
Yes, please be seated. Let's go. Hey. I'd like to thank everyone for attending today. I'd like to especially give today, Madam Mayor Schulberth, and Memorial Committee for outstanding job since, I like all post-COVID, we always try to go to the right ones, we have some rusty spots, but either way, I thought it was a beautiful ceremony and very outstanding. I wish we could have done it outside, but who knows, the weather said no. I also like to thank and recognize those who came out to sports today. LC, Mississippi, Navy ceremonies. We couldn't do this without you. Thank you. Sometimes we forget to thank you, but we got pizza for you today if you want some. Groton-USSVI Lodge 2163, as always, thank you for coming. Representative Conley, Representative Dela Cruz, thank you. Mayor Haggard, Mayor Gutowski. I saw the one councilman who snuck in the back. Thank you for coming.
We have another town councilor here and two more town councilors, Tom Randy and Andre Baumgartner.
Outstanding. Thank you for attending today. Just to say, we couldn't do this without these fine sailors staying on the bulkhead here. Some school students who helped us put on the ceremony. They give it all, and I want to thank you. I'd like everyone to stand and thank you. Submarine sales who retired would gladly trade places with you. So just look at the trade with them. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. So the clubhouse will be open just for drinks. If you'd like to come down. Being that post-COVID, there's a lot of towns and communities put on bigger events. I know Al Kinsall and Steve Ricardo put on an event at 1400 in London. Steve, where's that located at?
It's going to be at the Williams Park at the Veterans Memorial, right at the corner of Broad and Williams Street.
So if you have time to go make it out, it's a great ceremony out there. So with that, I thank you very much and God bless you. Thank you for coming.
Hey, somebody's got to get there sooner or later. Yeah, right. All right. Take care of you two. What if say Take care, Phil. What's up, young man? How are you? Nice to see you.